woman, Blaire White, is thirst trapping straight men.
Blaire White. Mr. Blaire White, you need to repent.
Blaire White is not a woman, Blaire is a man.
Hey, fucking love Blaire White. Very transphobic.
She's a transgender icon. She's the only good trans person.
Blaire White's done nothing wrong.
Big girl. Big real.
So you guys know I just had a stop in Canada. So it's good to be back in the fucking United States of America.
USA!
Yeah, you better clap for USA. So this is, I think, the 6th or 7th stop. It's all becoming like one big long journey at this point, but it's all melting together. But I just wanted to talk really quickly about what I've learned so far on this tour, because if you watch my content, you know, sometimes I can be a bit of a, you know, black pill, a little bit of a doomer, sometimes I can look at things a bit negatively, the future of America, but this has really changed my perspective, this tour. I really am filled with so much hope and so much just positive energy about the direction of the country. I'm officially white pill doing the Blaire White Pigs America tour and meeting all you guys. So I just wanted to say that. And tonight's gonna be really fun. So we filmed these just like an episode of the podcast. So we're gonna react to news stories. We're gonna react to woke TikToks together. That part's a bit demented, you know, seeing all of their beautiful faces so big on the screen is a bit much, but we're gonna get through it together. And then we're gonna do an extra long Q&A, because my personal favorite part is just talking to you guys. So if you want to get your little gears working on questions, whatever you want to ask me or talk about, maybe think about that while we're filming, and then we'll chat. So let's get into the first article. I don't even know what's coming up first. Okay, I mean, I guess we should probably start with that one, right? I would say so. So obviously, a bit fucking scary that we're at the point where they're now, you know, second time trying to take our guy out, very, very scary. And I think we actually talk about it later in the podcast, but, you know, they shot at Kamala's office in, I believe it was Arizona, one of her campaign offices over there too. So it's really going both ways now. And it's crazy because, y'all know, as you saw in the montage, I do consider Mr. Alex Jones a pretty good friend of mine. And I seem to remember him getting sued for, you know, a cute little Billy and, you know, having his life ruined over being a shooting denier. Whereas, you know, pretty much the entirety of the libs, and shout out to any libs in the audience, thank you for coming regardless, are now denying one and both of these shootings now. So I'm just waiting for some, you know, equality keyword on that issue. But very scary, obviously, and in my opinion. Do you guys think it's an inside job? What do you guys think? Inside job, yes or no?
Yeah.
Duh. And I would say it's a little three-letter agency, perhaps the FBI, perhaps the CIA, perhaps both, perhaps one we don't even know about. But for me, it's kind of like, I'm seeing a lot of people. Y'all know Destiny, the leftist shooter? You know what I mean? That's all one person like, yeah, I love it, and you know, for the other boo. I'm only bringing him up because, in my opinion, he's very indicative of like where we're kind of at. We're really just begging for World War III. We're begging for a civil war in the sense of it's not enough to just say, okay, we shouldn't shoot political candidates, but we're mocking people getting shot, we're mocking people dying, and it's very scary. It really is, you know. I'm sure we'll talk a lot about Trump and what's going on later, but just wanted to open that, obviously, because that's important. So what's going on next?
Having Trump not only have hacked the codes, but now having the classified information for Americans should be terrifying to all Americans, and he needs to be shot. Stop.
He is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
If you had been stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be? of us have to come out alive.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
Look, this is character. He's stabbed to death.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. And even if he lost, he insulted you, right?
Yes.
He got the escalator home, Mexicans, rapists, and murderers. He said, well, what do you have to do? So I think you should have punched him in the face. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch you in the face. I said we're in high school, I'd take a gun and Jim and beat the hell out of him.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
I have thought an awful lot about going up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
I wonder how we got here, right? Oh my God. So that's in here just to show that the level of the rhetoric is just crazy. And y'all know they call me an extremist. They call me, you know, Nazi, KKK, crazy bitch, all that shit. And it's just crazy because we have a corporate media. This is mainstream media. We have state-run media in the United States, not the mainstream media. Saying the craziest shit possible. And I feel like it is the responsibility of anyone who talks about politics to just lower the temperature on that, you know? It is scary, because now they're shooting at, you know, allegedly Miss Camilla's office, so let's see what's up next. Who put this one in there? I don't know who put this one in there. What do you need with that many dildos? Either someone's really loose, or there's just a lot of holes. Speaking of a three-letter agency, I mean, clearly did use a Fed, but in my opinion, you know, if you've noticed, earlier in the year, I feel like there wasn't as many celebrity endorsements of Camilla or the Democrat nominee as there are now suddenly after Diddy getting, you know, arrested. And I feel like, could it be possibly because they have tapes of all these celebrities? Because it was a bit of a drought. Like, I remember, like, the past two elections, it was kind of like every single celebrity, like, by the first half of the year was like, I endorse Biden, I endorse Hillary. Camilla took a while, right? I feel like it might be because they have some tapes. I don't know. I talked to my good friend Roseanne Barr. You guys like her? Yeah, I talked to her the other day and I asked her, so who did you meet in Hollywood? Because you know that bitch was all up in Hollywood. Who did you meet in Hollywood that you know is on this list, the Epstein list, the Diddy list, etc.? And she said just about everybody. So it's a bit scary. It's a bit scary. We'll see what happens with the diddler, but you know, in my opinion, I feel like, you know, I'm not dragging off or laughing because it was funny, but I think the reason why overall this situation has been treated as a joke for the past year and a half that people have been talking about this is because, you know, on a serious note, the victims are male, right? And people just don't take male victims of sexual assault seriously. It's been really actually eye-opening at these Q&As that we're going to do at all these shows. And people come forward, and half of them ask to not be in the video by what we are filming. And it's a lot of males talking about how they've been sexually assaulted, and you know, people laugh at them, people don't fucking take it seriously. So I think that plays a big part into why this has happened for so long, you know. And some may say, you know, rap music and hip hop in general is a CIA project to make black men gay. I do believe that. I do believe that. Let's see what's up next. Dildo. Ooh. Oh my God. That's the apple, that's the tree. So do y'all know what MK Ultra is or no?
Yes.
Okay, well obviously you would, you're here, so you wouldn't know that. It's interesting, right? And I encourage you to look this up later when you get home. There's been several shooters, whether it's school shooters, whether it's, you know, attempted assassination attempts on politicians, presidents now, where there's one member of the family that ends up shooting someplace up, and then either right before or right after, someone else in the family gets busted for child porn. And I don't know if that's because they're searching the hard drives and whatever, or these are really just like experiments ran on little families. Let's make one a pedophile, let's make one a shooter, let's see what we can do with this. It's again fucking scary. So I don't know what to say about this other than like kill both of them. Right? As in death penalty, do it legally. We kill people legally, right? See, there you go. There you go. And I saw a very blatant lack of people calling this one a hoax. I didn't see anyone calling it that actually, and you know, it's interesting because I know for a fact, I can only speak for myself, right? If these past 2 assassination attempts had been on Kamala, I would be just as fucking disturbed by it, wouldn't you guys? Mm-hmm. Like, it would be just as bad, if not worse. And first of all, we'd never get into it. There wouldn't be the, memory holding of it, that's number 1. But number 2, it's just bad for everyone, because if the Secret Service can't keep these people safe, we're talking senators, we're talking, families of politicians. I know I'm not going to run for office someday, so they're going to need to fix this shit. And however people keep shooting at presidential candidates. Next. Oh. Wow, okay, vibe shift. Very, very sad. This is another one that, these Q&As have been low-key very emotional. I think I've actually cried at a few of them because, the family members and sometimes these kids actually came up to the Q&As, and these are the autistic children, right? These are the autistic angels, the special needs babies that fall victim to this. And it's so crazy because this is probably the issue that I get the most hate for, right? And if you guys are, ever talk about this publicly either, I know a lot of you guys are probably just as active as me on social media and speaking out with your opinions. This is the thing you seemingly get so much hate for. Like, it's probably the number 1 thing, aside from just being a Trump supporter, is that I don't want kids to get sex shamed. And it's pretty really demented that it's done in the name of rights for people like me, right? I don't know who invented that this was trans rights, when in reality, it's about protecting children's rights. This has nothing to do with trans rights. This has everything to do with, in my opinion, because again, we can get a little, things you can't say on YouTube here because we're in person, thank God. This is population control. This is literally what it is. I'll keep it on the body. Do not have YouTube, bitch, But it is. It really is. I don't know what kind of flip was switched, that part of the multi-tier plan of, vaccinations and the child sex changes, making people not want to have kids or unable to have kids, but we have to get past this. And part of the reason why earlier I was saying I was feeling so white-pilled is because it's a lot of LGBT people that are coming to these shows. Raise your hand if you're LG or B or T. Okay, get out. We don't want to hear this. Damn, I was like, everyone. It's a whole fucking pride parade in this bitch. The 3 straight people are like, what the fuck am I? But it actually, it white-pills me because I think there's a narrative that people that show up to these kinds of events are going to be a certain type, right? And you can maybe picture that in your mind, straight, white, male, ignorant, whatever. And it's actually people within this group that are saying, this shit does not speak for me. It simply does not. And it's just been really beautiful to see people being actually vocal about it. And before somebody even asks with the Q&A, the number 1 question I've been getting is, how do I just speak my mind on this stuff? How do I say as a trans person that I don't want child sex changes? And my advice is please just fucking do it. Because there's not so much of us talking about this publicly, but all of y'all say that shit privately. The amount of people, oh my God, this is one of the most mind-numbing things about what I do, by the way. The amount of people, whether they're public figures or not, that are gay, lesbian, trans, whatever, that are in my ear being like, yeah, this is fucked up, what are we gonna do? I'm like, can you talk about it? Because I can't be one of the 3 fucking people on social media, so we gotta speak up more. This is evil, and again, it's special needs kids. There's not a lot of understanding about autism in this country. Raise your hand if you're autistic. Not many people. There was a show the other day that was like, fucking everybody. I was like, fun. And I may be a little bit autistic as well, but at the end of the day, it's because they categorize gender in their mind just differently than the average person, and people don't understand that, So it really is an info war, bitch, like Alex Jones said. It's about information on autism, it's about information on, transition and what it really is, and it just comes down to that. I think the next story is similar. Let's go to the next one. Loses custody. See, that's that common shit, literally, right? The basis, one of the stepping blocks towards a communist takeover is separating kids from their families. And I can't imagine a more in-your-face fucked up thing to take custody of a kid because the parents don't want the kids to be sterilized from it. Like, insane. But you know, we have Mr. Tim Walls on the, you know, Tampon. Thank you for correcting me. Yes. I did adopt Eddie, and his name is Tampon Tim. Who made Minnesota where I was yesterday? Can I talk some shit about Minnesota? I think people here hate Minnesota. It was weird. It was like white live central. It was just weird. They couldn't even like, I feel like they couldn't speak. They were very much neutered over there. They were very much like scared to speak their opinion. I was like, okay, let's form a Q&A line. Can I tell you? One fucking person walked up to Q&A, like to ask a question. And all the other, you know, they were white lives there. It was like not so many people on the right, surprisingly, that were there. They were like shaking. Like, so we have to, you know, it's a bit of a sensitive topic, but empower white people again to be like, just speaking their own fucking opinions. It's okay to be white and have an opinion. Brothers and sisters, my white brothers and sisters in Christ, it's not okay to be that. But yeah, Minnesota was weird. I was like walking through TSA, and multiple TSA workers of different, you know, sections asked if I like got surgery on my eyes because my sunglasses were big, but they didn't understand like oversized sunglasses. It was just weird. I don't know. I don't know what changing about Minnesota. It was annoying, I know. But on a serious note, right? This is again what we have to stand up against. So, you know, it's important. What's up next? Ooh, yeah, they're coming for Alex for sure. And again, though, you have to wonder, I'm never going to be the person, and I've said this to his face, and I've had conversations with him, you know, in private about this, like, you were, you know, very wrong for the Sandy Hook shit. You got something wrong, but it's crazy because I feel like we should be allowed to get shit wrong in this country. Like, if you're talking politics for decades, you're going to, in fact, get things wrong, and they may be on sensitive topics, and I'm just wondering when the double standard is going to be, you know, visible to people that, like, there was a whole lot of people talking about take the vaccine, it's safe, and you're not going to get anything wrong, and you're not going to spread it. But then had issues. Are they going to have any, you know, repercussions for what they, you know, push on people for pushing misinformation? Are the people denying the Trump shootings, both number 1 and number 2, the sequel? Are they going to have any sort of repercussions, or is it literally just people on the right that are going to be, you know, fucked over for this? The answer is just people on the right, unfortunately. And Alex is no angel, but who the fuck is, right? Let's see what's up next. Oh god. Okay, this is the moment I just take a breather before this part. We're gonna react to a TikTok, so you ready? Oh my god. Alright, let's listen to the first demon. I don't know if I'm ready. Whenever I film these, like the actual podcast just by myself at home, you would be surprised how long it takes me to hit play. I just sit there and I'm like, okay, what's that? Okay, but let's see what this motherfucker has to say.
People did Donald Trump's makeup for this debate. Oh my god, me in 2016? What is this foundation color match? Who is the makeup artist responsible? This is crazy. I know that I've had some very embarrassing foundations before, but this, like, it's flushed and buried a fucking shade, girl.
It's dry.
What is going on? This man has a bright pink undertones, and they have literally slapped on a golden, bright yellow foundation. Like, what is this? You can literally tell where they
Shut this fucker up. Shut it up. You've heard enough. That's what you get when you mix abusing Adderall and minors. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Was it not multiple years this motherfucker got caught sexing minors? Wasn't it like, speaking of sequels, it was like minor number 1, minor number 2. But and prequels, yes. It's a never-ending saga of this fucker. Also, little known T. Maybe we'll keep this one out. He tried to be my friend. It was not a year. It was back in, I believe, 2020. He asked for my number over social media, and I was like, okay. And he started texting me and wanted to hang out, wanted to be friends, whatever. But I ghosted him because he made fun of the fact that I was texting him from an Android. He was like, why is the bubble green? And I was like, bitch, I'm not touching that. But I, you know, definitely dodged a bullet. Unfortunately, the minors did not. But it's so interesting too that his assessment of a presidential debate will be something surface level, just a fucking moron. I think I know what this one is. All right, hit it.
What is something weird about conservatives?
There is almost a cultish vibe, I feel. The way they operate within themselves, they refuse to listen to outside people, the refusing to learn, essentially. I think that is a large part of it.
That was the next school shooter. Perhaps MK Ultra. Or the next, Trump assassination attempter. Probably that, actually. It's like, how many memes have there been, like, normal person, and it's like, looking like that, and then freak, and it's like just an average looking person. Is anyone willing to put any money down that this person has listened to outside opinions ever? And that this person's not in the fucking cold? I can't. But you know what, it's actually comforting when you realize like that's actually what we're up against. Like, it's a bit intimidating because, school shooter vibes, but, as long as they hopefully don't get access to a gun, then I'm actually not worried. And again, that white pulls me because that motherfucker's gonna be easy to beat, Not gonna be too hard. Next. Okay. Martin, take a breather first. Okay. Hit it.
I grew this, so I wouldn't be perceived as a woman. And I grew these, so I wouldn't be perceived as a man. And if that confuses or upsets you, mission complete. But if it doesn't, mission accomplished.
It keeps surprising me with these ones. There's like 3 that I know are gonna be there, and oh my god, okay. But isn't that just the shit we talk about, right? Like, there used to be a social contract between trans people and the outside population that it wasn't actually about confusing people or causing upset in people, and then you have this person. That's their entire fucking existence. Let me cause the most confusion, the most discomfort. Oh my god, and the worst part, this is a fucking teacher. I would literally put money on this as a teacher. I would put money on this person, or perhaps camp counselor, perhaps special needs, assistant, I don't fucking know, but my god. And it's always the rainbow eyeshadow.
I don't
He shouldn't have changed Charles. Next. Also, I just saw the handle, it's gender fluid ACAB. All cops are bad, what a fucking freak. Okay. What's with that hair? Hit play.
I'm going to be real, and I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Black children need to be separated from white children and any other race when it comes to education, because no other race, especially white people, will tell the black person's history truthfully about where they come from, who they are, and what they are. The white person will only suppress the black person's history to maintain their genetic survival, to bring about a news story that doesn't even exist.
Y'all hear that? I didn't really hear anything. But isn't that just the shit also that we're trying to fight? Is this view of race that like suddenly being pro-segregation is anti-racist? Being so anti-racist that you fucking go on camera and say black children need to be separated from white children. Don't put that eye contact in that clip. I don't think that's true. I bet you not. Because I'm actually not the racist this motherfucker is. And I feel like we used to have a pretty basic understanding of that, getting over Jim Crow and shit, right? But this is just in the nutshell what the fuck we're dealing with. And it's really sad because, obviously my channel mostly focuses on gender because that's, something that affects me and I think you guys care a lot about, but I think this is actually the most pervasive sort of like fucking illness that's going on through the country, which is that we're all separated by race. And how fucking tragic is that? Especially, there was someone in the, I meet the VIP ticketers like a little before the show, and we're chatting and having a really good talk, and someone brought up like, how do we even cope with the fact that the word racist basically means nothing anymore, even though we know that there actually is still racism and there really is still people who hate people on the basis of their skin color. And it is sad how that word basically has no power anymore, and it castrates us from being able to actually address it and call it out when it's real. So this motherfucker is the problem in society. Do y'all remember, I don't know, this came up to me just now in my head. What's his name? Ghazi Kodzo? Is that his name?
Yeah, him.
There's a couple people that do. Yeah, he was the Black Hitler person. Okay, now you recognize the name. Yeah, you know they found a dead body in his fucking house? So if you don't know, Black Hitler, that was his screen name. I think I like tried to debate him like years ago and he like pussied out and didn't show up or something. It was like a whole thing on my channel if you're an OG subscriber. And they found a dead body in his house last year. He was the person like going on camera making white people pay him reparations and shit. Isn't that just so obvious? They're all fucking internally serial killers. A whole corpse. The anti-racist. But he gives Ghazi Kodzo vibes. Let's see what's up next. That looks like Muk, the Pokemon Muk in the back. Y'all remember Muk? Yeah, that's Muk, okay. Alright, hit play.
Your mom say you have to be LGBT. I'm not I can see what I want to be, but God, like, Scott, keep talking. Say what you're saying. My mom doesn't matter if I am gay or lesbian or any of that. She doesn't care. All she cares about is that I'm a part of it. And if I'm not a part of it, she'll try to convince me to join it.
What? Are you saying right now?
Fact.
That I would convince you to join what?
The LGBTQIA+ community.
She got gagged by her own kid on the fucking live stream. That's embarrassing, first of all. And again, like the idea that it's something to join. Another thing that's actually been very powerful about a lot of these shows is that it's a lot of kids that come, and first of all, I'm like, you probably shouldn't be watching it, but their parents bring them, and they're actually learning about LGBT shit through, in my opinion, a source that isn't demented like this. And again, it goes back to, I hate to bring it back to this, I really do, because I don't want to beat up on white people, because everyone does that. But it's so a white problem. And that's just a fact. Like, black people, black families are not falling for this. Hispanic families are not falling for this. They're not putting their kids in rainbow hair and going to pride parades with their kids. So, unfortunately, white people, this has to stop. Because, and the larger point is that white people are really the only group that are not allowed right now to have an identity based around that. So they're searching for other shit, right? So suddenly you're non-binary, and suddenly your kids are part of the, as this person just, as the kid said, LGBTQIA+. I don't know what the fuck the plus is. I really don't. So again, you don't get a card for being gay. This kid will discover what the fuck he is later on in life, and stop pushing it on kids. I think that's kind of common sense, but apparently it's not. Do we have another one? Oh, I have to set this one up. I put this one in last minute because it was so fucking ridiculous. So, one of the things also that I'm so glad about after coming to Canada, they were actually very upset because they were like, how do we defend ourselves here because you can't have guns, pepper spray is illegal in Canada, can you believe this? Pepper spray. There's this girl that came up and she's like, how would you suggest that I defend myself in terms of like someone assaulting me, breaking in my home, because I can't have pepper spray according to the law, I can't have a gun, I can't have any of these things, a taser even. And I didn't even know what to say, I just said, go to a fucking jiu-jitsu class, which I don't know. It's really bleak over there in Canada. And it was very much, shining a light on what we have to defend here. But this is from Finland, who, unfortunately, just like Canada and like the US is dealing with a migrant issue and assaults on the street. So this is a government video, a TikTok made by the government, on some advice on how to deal with assaults. Let's see if it's good advice. Stop, don't touch me there, this is my no-no square. That's the Finnish government's advice to how to defend yourself. I'm so fucking glad we have guns here, oh my god. Because that's what an American bitch says. Stop, don't touch me there, this is my Glock, bitch. That's what I would fucking say. So again, y'all don't even have to, question. Big 2A supporter. I probably have have too many guns. I'm probably like a case study of why he should maybe load guns, but I think I'm going on like 30. But very important, because if this fucking happens here, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Let's see what's next.
Oh no.
Is that a lawn though? What is that? Okay, let's see if they can convince us to vote.
I can go change the eyes, I know I can never get back on walls alone. And I got eyes in the back of my head, I got eyes everywhere, so I know you go. I can drop ties in this bitch, drop like flies in this bitch.
Did that work? Did they convince you to vote? For who? Fucking Trump, yeah. My God, I think that was the opposite effect they wanted. Was that Harry Sassone in the back?
Yeah,
that's fucking Harry Sassone, oh my God. I think he's probably my least favorite lip. He's the only one that I actually do feel like violent thoughts about. Like, just a little slap, you know. Did you guys know he's not even an American citizen? Or maybe he is now, but he was born in like, I think it was like, not Norway. I forget where he was fucking born, but he's lived in like 5 different countries, but he's being paid by the Biden administration to be a, political activist. I'm like, you're not even fucking American, bitch. And if there's ever a time where, frankly, I don't really care much about non-American opinions during an election, I'm like, we're fighting amongst ourselves right now, Canada, UK, like, we don't need your fucking opinions, especially if they're bad. So, shout out to Harry Sassone, but fuck off. Let's see what's up next. Okay. Hit play, I guess.
I'm a folks therapist. Of course I want to hear about all the members of your polycule. I'm a folks therapist. Of course your emotional support dog, cat, bird, or reptile can come to session. And of course I'm going to want to know their names and pronouns. I'm a folks therapist. Of course I'm going to tell you how incredibly proud I am of you.
Thanks. She's proud of me. What the fuck is a folks? Does anyone know? You know? You're Googling it? You're already Googling it before it was even over. Thank you. Come on, fact checker. So it means fucking nothing. Okay? You go to this fucking therapist, you're coming out with more problems. You go in with 1 or 2 issues, and like anxiety, a little depression, a lot of stress lately, you come out and you're gonna be more fucked up. Wow.
As a reptile lady, I do not.
But what's really scary is like, I feel like this archetype of person is just so much more common than it used to be, obviously, but I feel like I'm starting to see them in real life. Like there was a time where like you only encounter this shit when you're watching videos like this, and now you go through the airport and it's like there's a lot of folks therapists. It's a bit scary, but they're gonna lose. They're definitely gonna lose because that shit's insane and no one takes it seriously. No one that matters. I'm pretty sure that's the last TikTok, so I think we should move to Q&A, right? You guys want to do a Q&A? Yeah. Let's do it. So I believe we're gonna form a line. And I believe it's going to be right here in the middle with Mr. Luke, my amazing tour manager, who's not new to every city. Give it up for Luke, the tour manager. You guys want to start lining up. And because we can never get to everyone at these, so I don't want to rush anybody, but just try not to like rant too much, everyone. Maybe just like, you can do a little rant though. Little rant and then like a sustained question.